Well, hello, everyone. This is the Inner Voice Show, part of the Evolving Mind series in the Togetherness Media. I'm Dr. Foojan Zeine, a psychotherapist and the founder of Awareness Integration Theory. This is a show about what matters most in your life: your mind, thoughts, feelings, actions, relationships, and fulfillment in this beautiful journey of life. In this show, I will share the tip of the week about how to mend your heart after an argument with someone you care about. And then I will share in the Ask Me segment where the human will comes from. I'll share the latest research about early life experiences that can have an outsized effect on the brain development and neurobiological health. And new research is showing that those effects can be passed down to subsequent generation, reporting that the infant children of mothers who have experienced childhood emotional neglect displayed altered brain circuitry involving fear, response, and anxiety. And then I'm so excited to bring you Dr. Stephen Gilligan, a psychologist and a developer of generative change work, which includes the applications of generative coaching, psychotherapy, trance, and he's also the co-author of the book Generative Coaching. I love to hear from you. So let me know about what your needs are, the questions you have, topics that you want me to talk about. Check me out at foojan.com and with all the social media, and message me with your comments and what you like and the topics of interest. But first, let's go to the tip of the week. Welcome back again. This is the tip of the week. This is Dr. Foojan Zeine. And this week, I've been observing all of the relationships that need to be mended after arguments. We can see this with the past political climate when family members, friends, and neighbors, and even social media followers, a couple of months of volatile conversations. I also have worked with people this past week that have ended relationships with family members or friends over heated arguments in an impulsive manner and kind of like felt remorse afterward. This happens a lot in marriages when people disconnect after arguments and have no idea how to repair and reconnect. So, how do we mend, repair, and reconnect a wounded relationship? I've got 10 ideas for you, right? Steps, the 10 steps. Observe whether you're only interested in reconnecting to prove to the other person that you're right. Obviously, that won't work and will only continue to escalate the conflict. 2, clear your intentions. What do you want to create at the end of the relationship? What type of quality do you want to have in your relationship? 3, reflect back to the past argument and behavior and assess what part you played in the conflict and the breakdown of the communication. Identify which one of your behaviors might have hurt them. Would you be willing to take responsibility for how you have hurt them or have created a disconnect in that relationship? Would you be willing to apologize for your part in the disconnection? 7, would you consider having a quality relationship worth more than being righteous about your ideas? 8, would you be interested in seeing the other person's world and have compassion and understanding for their views? 9, reach out with the context of reconnection and forgive them for their behavior that has hurt you. And 10, listen first, and then share yourself with love. We can disagree and have different opinions and yet connect with each other with love and understanding. People who report their unhealthy marriages or friendships live this concept every day. We can connect with our similarities and likes and accept our differences. So, to learn more skills of observation and intention creation, to go to my book, Life Reset, The Awareness Integration Path to Create the Path You Want. So mend your own heart from disconnecting from people and just because they're not like you. Open your heart and open your ears and open your heart to everyone. You will enjoy the feeling of love that arises from that. Hey, here's Dr. Foojan again. Ask me in the Ask Me segment. Thank you for asking me. Now, Florence has asked, where does the human will come from? Well, Florence, I'm going to tell you from a perspective from some of the scholars. So will generally is the faculty of the mind that selects at the moment of decision, a desire among the various desires present. It itself does not refer to any particular desire, but rather to the mechanism responsible for choosing from among one desires. Within philosophy, will is important as one of the parts of the mind, along with reason and understanding. It is considered central to the field of ethics because of its role in enabling deliberate action. Britannica says, free will in humans, the power or capacity to choose among alternatives or to act in certain situations independently of natural, social, or divine restraints. Free will is denied by some proponents of determinism. Arguments for free will are based on the subject experience of freedom, or on sentiment of guilt, on revealed religion, and on the universal supposition of responsibility for personal actions that underline the concept of law, reward, or punishment, and incentive. One of the most amazing philosophers that I've read his book, and I really believe in what he says, Sam Harris, in his book Free Will, says the idea of free will cannot be mapped onto any conceivable reality, and is incoherent. According to Harris, Sam Harris, science reveals you to be a biochemical puppet. People's thoughts and intentions emerge from background causes of which we are unaware and over which we exert no conscious control. Every choice we make is made as a result of preceding causes. These choices we make are determined by those causes and are therefore not really choices at all. Sam Harris also draws a distinction between conscious and unconscious reactions to the world. Even without free will, consciousness has an important role to play in the choice we make. Harris argues that this realization about the human mind does not undermine morality or diminish the importance of social and political freedom, but it can and should change the way we think about some of the most important questions in life. The other side of it is also look at what is choice, because I think sometimes we take free will and choice and put them together, and I think they're different. Let's define choice as an event that occurs in which a decision point is reached. Regardless of how many apparent choices one has, they always reduce to one decision. In addition, we may recognize that certain choices may eliminate other choices from further consideration of selection. So, but the actual conversation of free will and choice becomes we are born into certain parameters that you don't have a choice beyond those parameters. So therefore, the concept of free will as if I have the will to change anything does not appear biologically accurate. However, within the constraints of the walls, let's say, that I have, or the choices that I have, or looking at the choices that are in front of me, then I get to choose which ones I'm willing to take on and behave toward. The same way as you don't have control over all the thought process that shows up. That's not in your control. You can't tell yourself, I'm going to will myself in order not to have them. You can't. They just show up. However, you do have a choice based on what shows up and which one of them you can continue thinking about, or you can act on them. So that's how the distinctions that I understood from all of these philosophers and I've experienced in my own life. So I hope I answered your question, Florence, and everyone else who had it. Hello, I'm Dr. Foojan Zeine, and I'm a psychotherapist and a life coach.
If you are experiencing anxiety, depression, loneliness, isolation, fear of what's going on with all that's going on in the globe with the coronavirus, what's going to happen to you if you've lost your job and you have a lot of anxiety and you don't know what's going to happen to you and your family, if your kids are at home and you're not used to it and you have no idea how to handle them, if you're working from home and all the structures have changed and you don't really know how to concentrate and restructure and motivate yourself, I'm here for you. Call me and let's have online therapy for anyone who's in California and online coaching for anyone who's in the world. Go to my website, foojan.com, Foojan.com, and let me be a support to you through online therapy and coaching. I'll be looking forward to hearing from you and being a support to you.
Togetherness Media. Togethernessmedia.com.